Good afternoon, everybody. Craig Greenwood here again with some more views on the world that we find ourselves in. It's the 14th of May. We've just had the budget come out for here in New Zealand, and obviously a big spend up by the government, promising us to give everybody a lot more money and everything else. And also we've had the first day in level 2 today, which is out of level 3, so businesses have been open. Went for a bike ride actually just a little while ago and had a good look around the town and stuff, and businesses, it looks very, very, very quiet. I mean, businesses are trying to do some kind of stuff, but of course at level 2 there's still a lot of stuff that you can't do, and you can't have a lot of people in your shop or business. Everybody has to sign in, and it just seems, it's just hard. It really is. It's certainly not conducive to making business easy and profitable and efficient. It's exact opposite. So that's going to be a hard one for all of us to get through, but we just have to bin and greer it and do the best we can. Hopefully, that it'll be worthwhile in the end, and people will come through, and everything should be good. So here's our fingers crossed. So the government's giving us obviously a lot more money now. They're going to extend the wage subsidy a little bit, and a few other bits and pieces. One of the things I do fear though, and I do wonder whether people actually fully grasp it, is that the money that they're giving us is, well, first of all, it's not their money, it's our money, it's our future money, because we haven't even got it yet. And I think a lot of people forget that, a lot of people look at the government as a big kind of like mum and dad who's going to look after us no matter what happens. And governments don't make an economy, they don't save an economy. Generally, they make matters a lot worse. They're just a parasite. So they take our money, so they steal it basically, take our money, and then they redistribute it because they think they've got better ideas than what you and I can do. And that's basically what they do. So, this just giving money to other businesses and wage subsidies and all that, it's not their money, it's yours and mine. And it's our future children's money that they're giving out. I mean, I just heard a figure tonight that with all the subsidies together, it's like giving each household $80,000. I mean, that's a lot of money. And that's like us having $80,000 on our mortgage, because we have to pay that back in the future. So be it us or be it our kids, and I'm picking more the kids because it's going to be a long time, indebted for a long time. So it's a bit worrying, but hopefully we'll get out of this. But I just think it's going to be a long haul, long time, and we just have to just bite the bullet and just nail down and just go through it. It still amazes me though. I was just actually talking to a friend of mine today who knows somebody who is keen as to go and buy a house, and I'm going, really? Why? Why now? And they go, oh well, they think this is all over now, and interest rates are really, really low, and so why not? Why not let's go buy a house? And it's like, oh, that's kind of like the worst time you could ever think of buying a house right now. Selling one, yeah, no problem. Try and get rid of it, but buying one, oh, why would you? And then, on Trade Me, there's actually, I've had a look today as well, and there's quite a few businesses coming on the market now. And again, it's not I would not recommend anybody out there buying a business right now, because this is only the start. Okay, we've only just got the start of whatever's going to happen, and forever how long that's going to be, it's only the start. So hold off, wait, and you'll be surprised maybe what you can do later on at a lot better price. So just, this is not over. This is only the start, and there's going to be a lot of reality hitting home, I think, in the next 2 or 3 months that people are just not aware of. And of course, if we know that, and then you can plan for that, you're going to be far better off than Joe Average, who believes all the hype they've been told by the media, and everything's going to be fine, and we're only going to get 8% unemployment or whatever, and house prices maybe might drop 10% at the most. I mean, they're just dreaming. They really are. And of course, I was trying to think why that is too, and it occurs to me that when you see, if they ask economists what's the unemployment rate is going to be, how bad the house prices are going to be, they have to give their best case scenario, because they want to keep the people's morale up, and give people positive thinking and positive attitude, which is great, except that if you're relying on that information to make some sound economic sense, then of course it's wrong. And you need to know the best and the worst case scenario, and then you make a decision where you think it's going to lie in the middle. And I can tell you now, most of the stuff, well, pretty much all the stuff you'll hear from the mainstream media and the government is our best case scenario, not the worst, the best. So, and I can guarantee you, if you write down all the figures that they're saying right now and go and have a look at it in 6 months' time, it'll be a lot worse. And of course they'll go, oh, but we didn't have the right data then, it's going to change and all that stuff. But so just be aware of that. So a lot of stuff out there. It's amazing this, we're open today for the first time as well, which is great. Very slow day though. And we're obviously following all the guidelines and doing all the stuff you got to do and all that. But it just makes it hard. It really does. And is it something that's going to go on forever or change the way we do business forever? I think it will be a little bit. I think it's going to make a lot of people rethink how they do their business, whether they need that big shop, whether they need that big warehouse, whether you need 100 people in a huge big building in the middle of town to do some IT stuff. It's going to make people think a lot, and that's going to be interesting. So I think over time, a lot of the stuff that we do will change. I think people now have certainly got a lot more used to apps and ordering stuff online, and so I think if you've got a business that people can order online and even takeaways, all that kind of stuff, that is gonna change. I mean, even for an old guy like me, I use the BP app to order my coffee, which I think is brilliant. So you'll see that the app market obviously is going to be going gangbusters. A lot of apps being produced and everything else. So you'll find that every restaurant will probably end up having their own app. I've got a mate that owns a few restaurants, and he made up his own app for it. Got someone to do it. It didn't actually cost that much, to be fair. And so people can come in, order online, all that kind of stuff. So rather than having a menu when you sit down for your restaurant meal, you just grab out your phone, go through the menu, order it. And the meal comes to you. So all that kind of stuff is going to change. And we just have to be ready for it and capitalise on that as much as we can. And I see that tourism didn't get much in the budget, which is, I find that really hard to believe. It's a high earner in New Zealand. It's going to be really, really hurt. So that's we'll have to see what happens there. But there's going to be a lot of big tourist business that are going to suffer big time, and so that's a real shame. Hopefully, the Australian market will come over here and keep us going a little bit. But I know that, not so much in my business, but I know that in some businesses around Taupo who rely heavily on the overseas tourism, when they have a very slow day, sometimes they call it a Kiwi day. And what happens, generally speaking, when you have your day full of Kiwi tourists rather than overseas tourists, is they don't tend to spend all the upgrades. It's like, because you've all been there. You go overseas and you've allocated your spending money, or for whatever that is, and you're going to just spend it. You're not going to take it home. And you go, yeah, I'll buy that extra t-shirt. I'll do that extra 10 minutes. I'll do that whatever, and you do. But when you're at home and you've just gone away for the weekend or whatever, you're not a lot more reluctant to go, no, I won't buy any extras. I'll just have that. And so I think we're going to see a little bit of that in the tourism industry. That's trying to rely on the local market. It's going to be a lot harder to sell those upgrades, which sometimes is what makes your day very profitable, is all those upgrades, because that's where the profit is. So that's going to be tough, and we have to work out a range of that. I also feel very sorry for these restaurants and pubs and all that kind of extra work they have to go ahead with staff and managing their people with the 2 metre rule, the metre rule, serving the people. It's just so much more work, and for no, obviously, extra income, in actual fact less. So that's real tough. So one of the things it'll be interesting that if you could let me know if you know if prices are starting to go up, because obviously, if we're all running a business to a different model now and we have to have less in our work and do more with our clients in order to keep them safe, then that costs more money, we become more inefficient, and generally speaking, prices will go up. So I'm picking that you will see prices for coffees, restaurants, takeaways, all that kind of stuff will slowly go up. I'm also picking that you'll see food prices skyrocket in the supermarket. You watch, it'll absolutely go ballistic. And suddenly, what you were paying $10 for is now suddenly $14 or something like that. And that's because, when you do a lot of printing of money, which we are now in New Zealand and all around the world, you basically increase the money supply, and you're having the same amount of money more money chasing the same amount of goods, and prices go up. So we're going to see that, and there's no question about it. And it's just a matter of but what you do is you see the cost of living prices go up, so your food, your power bill, all that kind of stuff. And then of course your asset prices, your house, car, all that kind of stuff come down. And so it's kind of a cross between the two, which is a bit odd. The other thing, of course, which I don't think I've mentioned too much before, is the oil price, and it's stabilised a little bit now. But boy, oil price, last month shot right down to negative price. So people were basically being paid to take oil away. It was unbelievable. So what happens with that in the future, I don't know. Obviously, our pump prices haven't really changed much, and that's mainly because, of course, we have to pay so much tax on our fuel in New Zealand that even if they gave you free oil, the prices probably wouldn't be too much dissimilar than what we've got now, just because it's full of taxes. So hopefully that could be changed a little bit. But yeah, so it's going to be interesting. So for all those businesses out there that are open today and are going to be open now, I wish you all the best. Keep your head up, try hard, and we'll just have to be interesting to see how we go. Let me know how you're going number-wise. I'm really going to be interested. I've got a friend in the real estate business, so I'm going to be talking to her shortly and find out what their, what are they selling and what are the prices doing. So that'll be quite nice to keep our nose to the ground with that. And I'm predicting that to be, for a little while, to be not too bad before it crashes. So yeah, so apart from that, enjoy the rest of your day. Like, share, subscribe. Really amazed the number of people that we're getting watching this stuff, which is awesome, and really appreciate all the views and comments that we're getting. So until next time, we'll see you later.